What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3Turn. Welcome to another episode of People's Questions, where I answer all the questions you guys have sent over the past week. We got a much shorter episode, so let's jump right into it with the first question coming from Goku-san. You want to know, what skills would Batman be able to teach Commander Shepard, and how would Shepard benefit from it? I really don't think there's anything useful Batman really could teach Shepard, simply because of how Shepard operates in Mass Effect. He's not going to teach him anything in terms of martial arts. Shepard doesn't need that. None of his gadgets would really benefit Shepard in any way. Batman doesn't use guns, so there's nothing there. And I doubt even a use in stealth. I mean, who needs stealth when you have an individual like Kasumi who can just go invisible? I mean, heck, if I want to use stealth, I'll just send her to go do something. I mean, that's her job. So, to be honest, I don't really think there's anything Batman could teach Shepard which would really be of any use to exactly how he operates. Now, if Batman wanted to teach someone who was similar to himself, that's one thing, but Shepard is a soldier. He's not a vigilante. So, yeah. Next question comes from Demetrius Puffer. Which one of these weapons would you like to use? Cloud's Buster Sword, Sora's Keyblade, or Link's Master Sword? I wouldn't pick the Buster Sword because I wouldn't want to carry a gigantic sword on my back. And Link's Master Sword just seems a little bit too generic. So I would absolutely go with Sora's Keyblade. Number one, it's a magical weapon, and it's something that I don't have to carry on me all the time. I can just make it appear whenever I want. And it's a weapon that technically no one can steal. If someone tries to take the Keyblade from me, I can just call it back to me at any time. The Buster Sword and the Master Sword are both weapons that can be taken and lost. So, yeah. Next question comes from Cassidy J. Williams. We want to know, what are the 5 worst CGI effects that I've seen in movies? I've seen a lot of bad CGI, but I can't really think of how I would narrow it down to 5. I mean, I guess just any cheap movie. Because honestly, it would all come. Some of the worst CGI effects I've ever seen come from the Sci-Fi Channel, or the Sci-Fi Channel, as they call it. I mean you could pretty much say any sci-fi movie has some of the worst CGI, but they're on a budget, so that comes with the territory that they're supposed to have bad CGI. So I guess just sci-fi movies, and there's just too many bad ones to count or to put them on a list. Next question comes from Diadrive CJ, and you want to know, what color of the Lantern emotional spectrum would certain anime characters be, like Guts, Inuyasha, and Goku? You listed 2 other characters, but it's been a while since I've seen those shows. But in terms of Guts is undoubtedly a Red Lantern. Inuyasha is a Red Lantern. I would say Goku's definitely a Green Lantern, for sure, just from those 3 characters. Next question comes from Jalen Bradford. You want to know, out of all the Resident Evils that I've played, which one do I think have the best storyline from beginning to end? Best storyline. From the Resident Evils that I have played, to be honest, I might just go with 5, to be honest. That's shocking, but 4 is a little bit too simple. I think that in order for a good story, you have to have the character go through some sort of development. And with 4, Leon didn't do that. He is very much the same type of person that he was at the beginning. He just was doing his job. I'm not going to go with 6 because there's just too many storylines going on, and they all have different tones. But with 5, you have this dynamic between Chris and Sheva, and it's their development together. We're so used to seeing Chris either operate by himself or operate with Jill. It's, to me, felt refreshing that he was able to form such a powerful partnership with Sheva, and I think to me, it felt like it was a little bit more than just professional. I think that there was a real relationship between the two. Not as much as him and Jill, per se, but definitely worthy enough to validate Shepard for being the one with him when they take down Wesker. I mean, some would say, oh, it should have been Chris and Jill, but I think the fact that he was able to do that with someone else, I think, is a testament to that game. And even though some people don't like it, I'm one of the few that says, I actually really did like Resident Evil 5 a lot. Not as much as 4, of course, but I did really enjoy that game's storyline, and it brought an end to the Wesker arc, which had started all the way from Resident Evil 1. So yeah, I would say out of the ones I played, I would definitely pick Resident Evil 5. Next question comes from Blackheart. He wanted to know, what are some of my biggest fears? I would say I have a somewhat fear of bugs, but it's more of if a bug surprises me. Like if I see it from a distance, I can deal with it, but I just don't like turning around and then there's just one right there. I hate losing friends for any reason. I recently went through that like a week or two ago. It was just an absolutely horrible experience, especially since this was someone I knew for many years, and it was just a horrible experience. But I would say those are probably my two primary fears that I can think of. I mean, I'm not scared of dying. I mean, we all do it, so I'm not scared of that. I'm not scared of falling. I mean, I've been on multiple tall buildings. I've been on planes, so I'm not fear of heights. So yeah, I would say those two are probably my primary fears that I'm not ashamed to admit. Next question comes from the Immortal Super Being, and I'm just gonna let you know, yes, I have used that weapon. You can't go through Metal Gear Solid 4 and not use that. I like to call it the mighty tornado gun. But yes, I have used it. Next question comes from Jack J-Bat. You want to know, do I think Assassin's Creed Origins will get good reviews? Well, from the few that I've seen, it is getting decent reviews, but they are acknowledging that it has some issues. Now, again, Assassin's Creed Origins is not a game I'm going to be playing. I'm like already full with like 4 games at the moment, but I'm sure it has gotten decent reviews. Next question comes from Yoda Date, and you want to know top 10 favorite anime characters. I think I've already done that. I did it maybe years ago. I can't think of the 10 characters now, but if I haven't done one, then I might do a list of that sometime later. But yeah, I would need to do some serious thinking. I think that's a topic worthy of its own video. Next question comes from Matt Cruz, who wants to know, what is a series that I would love to see in the Kingdom Hearts but will unlikely not be in it? Star Wars. I can't shake the idea of having like a Keyblade lightsaber. That would be cool. Being able to run into a few characters. I mean, as long as it's not with this bullshit sequel Star Wars crap, it probably would. So yeah, I would say a Star Wars world, but chances are we're not going to get it. Next question comes from Nero. And you want to know, you said you wanted to get into Persona. Okay, that's not really a question. And I think that's all the questions that you guys sent for this episode. So I'd like to thank all of you guys for making this episode possible. If you guys have any more questions you want me to answer next week's episode, be sure to type them in the comments down below. Or make sure you get them into me before next Wednesday, before I start filming this. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next time.